national anthem of Zambia.
Game 17 of these championships carry much weight. For one of these two sides, the wait is almost over. They just need to cross the bridge over the next 90 minutes to ensure that they join South Africa Machita, who beat Angola earlier today, to become the first side to enter the finals of the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations COSAFA Qualifier 2024. It's down to the most successful sides, or one of the two most successful sides in the competition's history. 18 titles between them. Chipolo Polo with 12 to Zimbabwe's 6. Buoyed Mulwanda will be hoping to be buoyed by the proceedings of the next 90 minutes on some change. While Zimbabwe, led by Samuel Marange, have been catching many eyes and catching a lot of tongues working. There they are, the triumphant Amachita, stripped up, or stripped off and relaxing, chillaxing, maxing it out ahead of the final. Zimbabwe against Zambia. We start off with the home side, Zimbabwe. We'll start with Tanaka Chirera, the two Tanakas, in fact, Tanaka Munema and Tanaka Chinera, one from Bari FC, the other from Ngezi Platinum Stars. They up top, their respective captains there in shot with David Simkunda, as well as Ellen Chapunduka, who's playing in the back three today. Referees for this particular one is Celso Alfacio of Mozambique, assisted by Shaji Pariacho of St. Charles, Caesar of Lesotho, the second official. The VAR room, yeah, we have VAR. This semi-finals, Letitia Viana of Eswatini, assisted by Aswit Tulok. Going back to the teams with Munesha Munhezwa and Nisbet Muzenda at the heart of the midfield engine for the Mighty Warriors. Watch out for Enoch Moyo. He's the side's leading top goal scorer and creative hub. US number 18, 19 years of age. In fact, two 19-year-olds in that midfield three, including Denzel Mapua of Greenview. While Kunashe Mosami is 18 years of age. He plies his trade for Crystal Palace. Chapunduka, Mashonga Nyika, as well as Musamba protecting the goals of Joseph Kaunda. He's only conceded one goal in the tournament. For Chipolo Polo, Patrick Simwenga leads the line in the 13th jersey. He's yet to score in the competition. Pascal Piri and Emmanuel Mwanza to add ammunition to his bare goal tally. Mwamba Mwan and David Simkunda just behind them. And the number 6 sitting on the anchor role is Aaron Piri of Zesco United. And Samson Ngulube, Faustino Chanda, Hepin Suku, and Matthews Banda complete the back four, of course. What would a Zambia team be without a Banda? They got another one in Levison Banda, the goalkeeper, who starts in between the sticks. It is Zimbabwe in white. The Mighty Warriors attacking the goals from right to left. They get us on the way through Nisbet Mozenda. Well, for Chipolo Polo, they're in green from left to right, defending the goals of Levis and Banda. First ever competition in 1983 was won by Zambia. 2 years later, Zimbabwe. 1986, Zambia. The year after that, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and more Zambia between 1993 and 1999. They are upper echelons, top pedigree when it comes to this particular Southern Region competition. First touch for Tulane FC defender Alan Chapundika. As I mentioned, those early years dominated by the two Zs. Zambia winning 6 and Zimbabwe 3 of the first 9 tournaments. South Africa, the first team to break that mold when they won the turn of the 2000s, having been losing finalists in 1995 and 1999. A year earlier in 99, had taken over the hosting of the event, which before then had been spread out around the region each tournament up until 2009. Still, to date, the only final to finish goalless because the Wines, what one of these two sides will be hoping to achieve against South Africa is Enoch Moyo. It's been a standout performer in midfield. 19-year-old Pikita Minerals player. 247 minutes for Coach Simon Marenga, trial and tested. He is trusted. In 2001, Zambia needed a penalty shootout to beat Angola 5-3 on spot kicks. The only other final to go to a shootout was in 2018 when South Africa defeated Zimbabwe 4-3 after a 1-1. I mention that because, as you can tell, both teams have always been in and around the major honors. In 2001, as well as 2018, one of the two Zs always features. This is their competition. South Africa have something to say about that. They are currently sitting on 8 titles, hoping to make it 9, awaiting the winner from the semi-final. The road to the semis. So Zimbabwe top Group A as qualifiers ahead of Botswana, Eswatini and Mozambique. While Zambia were in Group B. They made it out alongside with Angola and Zambia. Zimbabwe began their campaign with a share the spoils 1-1 against Botswana. That's a good looking cross. Steadfast work from Samson Ngulube. It's clear that the referee Alpha Sao blows the foul in favor of Zambia. Simon Marange, appointed earlier in the year. What an introduction would be for the national side at under 20. He's got a long list in terms of his CV of experience with youth football. Majority of that honed under the Republic of South Africa is the under 17s, as well as under 20 coach for Orlando Pirates out in Mayfair. Yeah, Zimbabwe day one drawing 1-1 on a day that was filled with goals to get the tournament going. Eswatini and Mozambique producing 9 goals between them, and that we're going to Semnigati. Came the turn of Zambia, who were beaten by Angola 3-1. Well, Eswatini felt the wrath of Zimbabwe on match day 2. 3 goals from an unresponsive Eswatini. 3 goals to 0. Charera, Muzenda and Ndlovu on the score sheet on that particular day. Well, Zambia Won 2-1 against Namibia to book their place in this year's semis. Mwanza and Simkunda. Kwase, the other of the co-scorers, but not enough to see Chipolo Polo out of the medals conversation. Here they are. Portaja, by the way, from wherever you may be. We're still at Matola. You can catch us on the various platforms: FIFA Plus TV, KEF TV, Supersport TV, or you can go about on our COSAFA YouTube page. We are streaming live from the country of Mozambique. There we go. Now here comes Zambia. Well appreciated by the Zambian collect. The shot is released with plenty of power behind it. David Samkunda. He's the Enoch Moyo of the team. Watch out for 8 and 18. They are the go-to players, the creative hubs, the engines, the heartbeats of these two sides. Simkondo was announcing himself in fine fashion. There's a good grouping of Zambian supporters here. They're sitting in front of the commentary box. Strong header. There's a lot of slight push by Patrick Simwinga. Simwinga had a very good game against Namibia. He's only played 36 minutes. He's got a few against Angola, but played from the off against Namibia. In fact, remember, he says we got off the bench in the second half, turned the game on its head. His hold-up play, really admirable. Here's some Pascal Piri power on the 45. Into the box, Zambia, but they are unable to find the back of the net. The keeper can't pay it away. They apply the pressure, apply the squeeze. It's PP power. Pascal Piri. Vusasabe. Zambia with their first press and their first push. They blow the house down of Zimbabwe. Piri of Zesco United doing it for Zambia. Is it gonna be Zambia and South Africa? Chipolo Polo united as a team, united as a country, and referee Alfacio says, taking too long to celebrate. Is somebody gonna get a card? I saw a card out there, but the Zambians won't be bothered. But the first shot was half blocked. The keeper got a hand to it as well, Joseph Kaunda, but just unwittingly parried it to Pascal Piri. All he had to do was do this. Lean back and just put his foot through it. And boy, oh boy, did he not oblige. How about that for a celebration? It's Mwamba Mwale that's credited with the goal and not Pascal Piri. His shot was the one before that. So the credit, I must change it from Piri to Mwale. They won't care whoever scores, just as long they score. In the first game, we had to wait quite some time before Leah Shen opened the scoring. Didn't manage so in the first half, but not as early as 8 minutes. That's Zambia's 4th goal in the competition. Now, Zambia want to set up their stall and get stuck into their work. They've been given the comfort of doing so by Mwamba Mwale's early goal. By the way, it brings him to 2 goals for the tournament. That's Emmanuel Mwanza of Kafua Celtics. Simwinga, goal scorer Mwale, looking to be goal provider, pushed. Not very suckily so by Kuranasha Musai. His team is under pressure. Zimbabwe having conceded 6 now in the competition. Overall, that wasn't the best of defending from the Crystal Palace base. Kuranasha Musai, 18 years of age. Get back behind the line, referee Alfacio says. That suits a right footer if they are, or a left footer if they are to go a direct shot on goal line. The outswinger will give the likes of Chanda and Sinku something to work with. Not blessed with a lot of height as Zambia, which is quite the norm for Southern African countries, oversized they are in West Africa. Rafael Facio, being a bit Facio. Piri, cut back on the 45, a pre-work move. On the end of it was Simkunda. Zimbabwe just barely hold on. Quickly on the counter though, was Monemo looking to find his namesake Tanaka Chirera. Every single thing cheered by the Zambian faithful. Even the smallest of touches. Alan Chapundika were hoping his team can now settle after that early shock of conceding. Within less than 10 minutes, here's Simwinga. I mentioned his ability to put himself about the pitch. He's so athletically gifted. There's a Patrick Simwinga. Maybe just needs to work on being a reliable goal-getter. That'll get him a chance to start more games when he watches from the bench. Wasn't much really in that. The 2 13s up against each other. Mwenza and Simwinga. We are 1 away from hitting 50 goals in the tournament. Here's Zesco United's wonder kid, David Simkunda. Good looking cross, met by teammate Faustino Chanda. Chanda playing at the center of defense alongside Hepin Siku. Both from the same team, by the way, Red Arrows out in Zambia. That's a trend we've also been seen in the tournament. Coaches going for pairings of players that know each other well, that play for the same team. So is the case for Coach Boyd Mulwanda. Simon Maranga's gone for a midfield duo of Muhenza and Muzenda. They're from Ngezi Platinum Stars. Both have played equal amount of minutes at 270 and counting. Simkunda, everything runs through Simkunda. Aaron Piri. Pressing. Taking his stride and wallet. Confidence were evident for those in green, leaving those in white green with envy. Zimbabwe look to press with a press on. Simwinga does well to turn the keeper now as to get off his line. Joseph Kaunda, he then has to scurry back, but lucky for him, the shot was off target. Bit of miscommunication and nerves, methinks, in that Zimbabwean defense. Blessed Mashonga Nyika, not on the same page as Goalkeeper Joseph Kaunda. Now Denzel Mapua. That's the cobwebs out the way. Kaunda just getting there and almost getting punished for his sweeper keeper attempt. That was kept in miraculously. Gives a chance for Zimbabwe to negate this next couple of minutes in their own half. Simkunda though making it easy for them, gifting away possession. To say there's a very impressive start by Zambia. Many would have tipped Zimbabwe to be the favorites coming in this game. As Mwanza hold up place in winger. Moyo says relax, let's enjoy ourselves. Munemo, he has one thing in mind, and that's to go forward. Comes back to the 19-year-old metronome Moyo. Ball just behind Tanaka Cherera. Paramdara can control. Sweet ball, by the way, to our Zimbabwean fans. That's what I say. Fellow Zambians, you forgive me. I'm still learning your language. But I do know if I go with Jumbo, that's a pretty safe bet. They really are making themselves heard and felt on the small smatterings of Zambian fans here. Yes, Simkunda goes back post as three players in white get each other's way. There's a lot of nerves in that Zimbabwean defense. This reminds me of the first game they played in the competition, and they just never got going in the opening 15 to 20 minutes in that 1-1 draw against Botswana. And then Enoch Moyo opened the scoring for them in half an hour into the first half, and then they started finding themselves, expressing themselves. Quite similar this game to that. Here's Moyo wanting to do the same. That little touch came off the head of Samson Gulube. The cross sees two players of Zimbabwean descent go for it against the four of the nation of Zambia. Not going to win too many headers is Tanaka Cherera. Probably the smallest player on the pitch alongside Enoch Moyo, the midfielder. Tanaka Cherera plays for Bury FC out in the United Kingdom. Bury, of course, as I said, in England there's a cross. We get back to them as Zambia look to Bury Zimbabwe. Good catch there, Joseph Kaunda. Bury played their football out of Gig Lane, out in the Premier Division of the Northwest Counties League, the 9th tier of the English football pyramid. To Greater Manchester Bury Football Club, known as the Shakers. One of the world's oldest footballing grounds. Gig Lane, by the way, if you didn't know, has been the club's home venue since 1885. Man, I wasn't born yet. My father wasn't born yet. Even my great-grandfather wasn't born yet. That's how long ago it was. Sim Winger Tackle from behind by Captain Chapanduka. Pascal Piri. Skipping through a couple of tackles is the 18-year-old Samson Ngulube. Simkunda just outside the box here. Allow cross. Simwinga's interested, but the keeper Joseph Kaunda sorts out his feet quickly and then punches away. You just need to put foot on ball now. Zimbabwe, relax, enjoy. I know it's a high pressure game, but you always do best when you enjoy what you're doing. Here's Mwamba Mwale. Piri. That's where everything is flowing from midfield. That pass will be kept in by PP, Pascal Piri. Piri is featured heavily in the opening 21 minutes exchanges. I wonder what South Africa have made of opening start here. That was lackadaisical defending. And this man will only have one thing in mind, Emmanuel Mwanza. Didn't ask any questions, didn't need an invitation. Let one rip, but it was wide. Simon Maranga needs to get a hold of his team and get into their psyche. Just remind them you are in a semi-final for a reason. You topped your group for a reason. You're a top team. But right now they're producing low results and a low performance. 8 before half an hour. Chance for the Ngezi Platinum Stars. Faithful of Lisbeth Muzenda and Munasha Munhanzwa to breed some confidence in their Zimbabwean ranks. Chirada wins the header, but nowhere near Denzel Mapua. Simwinga, his first touch was well controlled, but the situation overall extremely well controlled by Ellen Chapundika. That's a nice battle between those two, Simwinga and Chapundika. Oh, almost leaving it short for the keeper there, but Leverson Banda quickly off the line. As well, what is impressive about what Zambia has done in the opening 20-odd minutes is they've played less COSAFA qualifier football than Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe, this their fourth game, and this Zambia's third. Of course, Zambia win in 3-group team: Angola, Namibia, and Zambia, of course. Zimbabwe have had a lot of football, more compared to the opponents. Played the likes of Botswana, Eswatini, and Mozambique, getting 2 wins and a draw on their way to the semis. Turn Mwanza against Chapinduka and Co. It's a Mwanza arriving late. Oh, what a finish! Inside of the foot and inside of the back of the net. David Simkunda. I told you about Simkunda. The unmissable David Samkunda. Oh, he never misses. He scores when he wants. Jambo, Zambia, Jambo. That's the second of the competition. Started from the right-hand side. Look at that. Oh, Joko football. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. That's a thing of class. Now from David Samkunda. Zimbabwe, honestly speaking, have been blown away in the opening 25 minutes. The captain shows why he wears the skipper's armband. They want to need to find something. Get out of gear one. Firstly, get out of your own half and your own defensive third. Let's start there. That's Zambia's 7th goal of the campaign. David Samkunda's 2nd. A thing of beauty. The way he just coasted into the box late and then had the presence of mind to keep the ball under the crossbar but keep it away from the keeper at the same breath. Mwamle, Chanda, Simwinga in tight spaces. They are feeling free. Matthews Banda freeing themselves. The forward pass to Simwinga. Twisting and turning, waiting for support. Gets the run from Mwale. Well positioned Munasha Muneza. On hand was Simwinga, rather Simkwanda. Ball comes again. It's wave after wave of Zambian intent. Or is that going to be the third? Lucky was Joseph Kaunda. Have just not been given time to breathe at all. The coach looking bamboozled a bit, like his team. He's called upon one sub. You know it's not going well when you're already thinking of making a substitute. Less than half an hour on the clock. Who's getting hooked? In the meantime, I'm able to catch our breath, the collective breath, due to this injury to a Zambian player. Just quickly looking again to the Zimbabwean bench. There was a player called from the corner flag where the players had been warming up. Yeah, he's stripped up and stripped off. Right. I can reliably now tell you that it's Prince Ndlovu of Highlanders Football Club has been summoned. What can the Prince do here? Because his teammates have been drowning in the waters, the murky waters, courtesy of Zambia. Let's see whose number's up.
Substitution for Zimbabwe.
Denzel Mapua.
Jersey number
Looks
7.
shocked.
Denzel Mapua. Out.
19-year-old Denzel
Is
Mapua
replaced by Jersey
is
number
replaced
10.
Prince Dinisa Grovu, who's 18 years of age, turned 18 on the 19th of January from Highlanders Football Club, to add to his 13 minutes already in the tournament. Does have a goal to his name, Grovu. Maybe that's why he was brought on. Piri leaning back. Not been able to stop those Balls to the side of the defense. That's where Piri and the Mwale have done most damage. Piri picks up again, looks for options. We'll see the overlapping run of his teammate in Matthews Banda. And those two telegraphed to Zimbabwe, crowd him out. First touch for the Prince Ndlovu. Here's Tinis Ndlovu. Slotting in on this left side where Denzel Mapua didn't have a great time of it. Lisbeth Zenda. Chapenduka. The captain needs to get his side playing further forward. They're trying to get a bit of confidence now. Getting touches of the ball, as many as possible. Over half an hour played. Goes by Mwamba Mwale and David Somkunda. We're seeing all the danger coming from Zambia's midfield. The late runners into the box. So by the looks of it, Prince Ndlovu is playing from the right. Jacinta Munema come to the left. That was a goal from David Somkunda, expertly taken. An exciting youth talent coming out of Zambia. Tanaka Munemo has not been allowed at all to get into this game. Munemo playing 195 minutes. So clearly one of Simon Maranga's favorites. Hasn't been able to get a favorable outcome of performance thus far. On the stretch was in Sinku. Now with Lisbeth Muzenda. Still Muzenda. Hold up play Tanaka Cherera. There's imitation of hold up play. Not done at the highest level there. Carrying the ball is Simwinga. Still Simwinga. Such a powerful runner with the ball, Simwinga. One thing quite evident, you can see that Zambia are a well-coached team. You see exactly what their game plan is, and they're executing it like ABC. As they look to see Zimbabwe out the door. Gets a shot in as well. For Mwanza. Look how deep the attacking players are. Munemo, every time he comes towards the ball, he's followed by Matthews Banda, even into his own half. Got a lot of work to do to turn the man, cross the halfway line, and then still create in the attacking third. That's one thing they've been able to do at a very impressive level, Zambia. And let's control the controllables. Play control where Zimbabwe are playing. Enoch Moyo. Can he provide the spark the young Mighty Warriors need? He can, but the talent just hasn't taken the platform. Good idea. Well, the new man, Prince Ndlovu. From 110 to another, that's Mwale. Plays for Green Buffaloes out in Zambia. Green Buffaloes next in action on the 5th of October, which is in 2 days' time. A home game against Muza, the Zambia Super League.
Close the line, skipper! Close the line!
side based out in Lusaka. Zambian top flight, founded in 1965. It was an extension of the Zambian army, didn't you know that? Playing its home matches at the Independence Stadium. 10 before the halftime break. It's been all Zambia, all Chipolo Polo. The copper bullets have come packing. The copper bullets have taken aim. The copper bullets have hit their target. Not once, but twice. Samson Ngulube sees the ball at Mwanza's feet. They make a very efficient combo to Mwanza, Simwinga and Piri, and then you throw in Mwale. Don't forget Simkunda. Those 5 players pretty much winning this game for Boyd Mluanda's side.
Pressing.
Want a mistake from Levis and Vanda. That would undo all the work. Nice header by Simwinga. Right work on the chest from Sims. Okay, let us slip by Matthews Banda. Appreciated nonetheless by the fans, the Zambian fans, his fellow countrymen. Love what they're seeing. Zambian subs warming up. Henry Mbuti of Kafuat Celtics, Saganji Siame of Power Dynamo, Benson Kapeshi of Atletico. Some of the names you may see some point in this game. We've already seen one player from the bench in Prince Ndlovu. Well, that was on the nameless side of the fence, Zimbabwe. Touch, Mwanza up against Tapi Musamba. Mwanza, still Mwanza, somebody stop him. Running out of legs was Mwanza. How far was he allowed to travel? Oh. They came to play Chipolo ball. They ain't playing no games. It's a game within a game. Joko Bonito. Beautiful football for Zambia. Here's a cross. Now what's the cross? Blessed Mashong Anyika. It's very good contact on that, but the ball comes back via Ngulube. Here's a chance for Zambia. Is this the 4th or rather 3rd? Getting ahead of myself as they look to get ahead of the opponents. Said they are finding a lot of joy in the wings. That's how they're gaining entry in the box of Joseph Kaunda. By the way, prior to today, they only conceded 1 goal. Conceded 2 in 1 half now. Muzenda. Musani. Moyo. Still somehow gets the ball. He's got the ability of winning a lot of 50-50 battles. That's Enoch Moyo. Nice pass to the back post. Cushioned the direction of Muzenda. The follow-up. Was the onrushing Monashe Munhezwa. Last touch was of a Zambian player. An out swinger to come from furthest corner onto our screen. Led by Hepin Sinku. Uncompromising in the approach. They look for something subtle. Finally get Cherrera involved, but not for long. Moyo combines with hands up. Finally a bit of confidence and class shown on the ball by Zimbabwe. As soon as I say that, that was wasteful. Mashonginika. Banda. Now with Patrick Simwinga. Mentioned he really does provide very good focal point for the team. Can drop deep, can stretch the line as well. Dovetails so well with Piri, Mwanza, Simkunda and Mwale. By the way, Piri playing from the right wing, while the Mwanzas went to the left. Simkunda in the 10 and Simwinga up behind him is Piri. Into the box is Piri. Ball that went out. Was being pulled a little bit. It's got such great acceleration of the mark. Pascal Piri. Touched on Munemo. That's where a lot of the attacks have been breaking down for Zimbabwe. They look good in and around the center circle, but you don't score goals in the center circle. He scored those two boxes, 18 and 12. A little less than 12. A smaller box. Simwinga. Win the ball is Enoch Moyo. There's an option to the left, but that's a poor pass. It's just a simple pass to the left for Enoch Moyo. Made look difficult, made heavy work of it. Of course, Zambia continuing their replenishment of their footballing reserves. The under-16 team recently out in Ivory Coast playing the FIFA TDS tournament, where they registered 3 wins out of 3 matches. And Coach Ian Bakala is the man at the helm for the under-16s of Chipolo Polo. Banda. His options at the back post. Simninga didn't know too much about that. Hit him more than him controlling it. Fans didn't like that. By the way, today is defender Pauline Zulu's birthday. One of the Copper Queen's top players. Plays for Elite Ladies. Happy birthday to you, Pauline.
additional time, 2 minutes. 2 minutos tempo adicional.
2 minutes on the clock of injury time. I think half-time whistle can't come soon enough for Zimbabwe. They need to have a relook at their plan and how to approach a game that is slipping away from them. Like grains of sand through their hands, it's slipping away. Monemo. Enoch Moyo's first touch was pretty good to set up the second, but on the stretch was Happy Suku. Zambia would not want to give any sort of advantage or receive their momentum that they've built up in this half to Zimbabwe, particularly at this late stage. From distance, won't travel, the bitterly underused Livison Banda. Get it sorted out between the two of them. Blessed Mashongonyika and Chapinduka had a torrid time against Simwinga, Mwanza and Simunkonga. Muzenda finds a run of man who turns 18 in 12 days time, Tanaka Munemo. That goal for corner, yeah, it is. Maybe they can get some joy from this corner. Probably be last piece of action in this half. Boyd Mulanda would not want the halftime whistle to come aside. Have been efficient and have stuck to the game plan with hunger, passion and determination, and a lot of quality as well in what they've done. Zimbabwe has simply just been second best to everything in this semi-final too. Zambia opened up the scoring through Mwamba Mwale, who was in the right place at the right time as the ball was struck towards Joseph Kaunda. Couldn't parry it far away or far enough. Mwale sweeping it in from close quarters, and then it was the turn of David Samkunda. The second goal, more intricate, a thing of beauty, that David Samkunda arriving late into the box and planting it. The first pass finish to make it 2-0. It's been all Zambia in that first half.
Substitution for Zimbabwe. Jersey number 6 out, Tef Musamba. And jersey number 8 in, Kenneth Mupomba.
Well, another substitute to begin the second half for Zimbabwean coach Simon Marange, who needs an intervention of some sort. Is looking to do so by affecting the game with his in-game decisions. Tefi Musamba replaces Kennedy. Or rather, Tefi Musamba is replaced by Kennedy Mupomba. The other of the substitute was Denzel Mapua, was taken off for Prince Ndlovu. Well, for Zambia, it's all rosy. Boyd Mulanda's team, starting with Ngulube, Chanda, Nsinku, and Banda. One of two Bandas in the back five, if you include the keeper, Levison. Banda, who's been bitterly underused in the first half. For Mwale Simkunda, being the powerhouses and the oil in the engine of Zambia as they purred. They produced the performance of almost perfection. Aaron Piri at the base of the midfield. Mwanza, the other of the Piris, Pascal Piri and Patrick Simwinga, are the attackers. For Zimbabwe, they opted for Bari FC-based Tanaka Chirera alongside Tanaka Munamu. That hasn't worked out as of yet. President Glovu slots in the midfield alongside Enoch Moyo and Kurashe Musami, who started the game, and the two Ngezi Platinum Stars midfielders Mwenza Muzenda resume their partnership. Chapunduka, Mushonganyika, and now Kenneth Mupomba in the back three. Keeper Joseph Kaunda, he's been beaten twice. As we start the second half of this semi-final two of the Under-20 Cup of Nations COSAFA Qualifier. South Africa earlier, by the way, in the day, qualifying for the finals after seeing off Angola with a solitary goal from striker Leah Shen of Cape Town City. He is third of the competition, now sits him level on par with Calvio Neves of Mozambique. He can add to his tally because Mozambique were confirmed out of the tournament already by match round 2. Looked highly unlikely on match round 2, never mind on the last day of competition of group stage games. So no host nation will be in the final this year, but it will be one of Zambia or Zimbabwe to meet South Africa. Yes, Mkwanza. Enoch Moyo, they need more from the likes of Enoch Moyo and Musami. Tanaka Chirera has been a bystander. He's dropping deep, striker. One goal in the tournament in 185 minutes. that's good control there from Monemo. As soon as I say that, he then can make it happen thereafter. Quick run through how these sides got to those particular positions. Zimbabwe topped Group A with 7 points, Botswana 5, Eswatini 4, Mozambique no points from 3 games. Group B saw Angola, Namibia and Zambia duke it out. Honors going to Angola and Zambia. South Africa unbeaten out of Group C, scoring 13 goals and conceding none on the road to the semi-final. Zimbabwe kicking off the competition with a 1-1 draw against Botswana, and followed it up with a 3-0 win against Eswatini, and also beat host nation Mozambique 1-0 courtesy of a Patrick or Enoch Moyo goal. Zambia got their points against Namibia and a 2-1 victory. Mwanza and Shimkunda contributors to that one, which is where we find ourselves into the last 3 remaining teams now from 11. There's Mozenda. We'll have to do a lot of the front foot work with Zimbabwe, because they were under pressure for the first half and they did not acquit themselves as an offensive force. Is this the moment things start changing for them? The sea of change is being led by Mozenda and Enoch Moyo. But Moyo hasn't got his radar in yet. Ball goes wide, but that's more like it. At least some intent, showing some passion, some fight. Not going to lie down and take it from Zambia. Zambia going to sit back and play on the counter because they don't have to force matters, unlike Zimbabwe. And a shot wide of the left hand upright. Flicked on by Kennedy Mupomba, but their cross lacking in quality. Zimbabwe bench looking pensive. Now here's Mwanza. Looks for the run of Zimwinga. His touch is heavy and concedes possession to the opponents, to the ops, as the youngsters call it these days. Ops short for opposition. Now a chance here from Mwale. Ops against the shot, but Simkunda obliges. It's a low shot that catches legs. One catches the back of the net or catches the eye. 50-50. Over the ball was Monasha Muenza. It's going to be a yellow card for the Ngezi Platinum Stars player. Yes, it is, you betcha. This will be a foul just outside the box for Zambia to hone in their attentions on. In the meantime, one of the young Chipolo Polo players is about to receive medical intervention there. back up on his feet, Samson Gulube, which gives us a chance now to hone in, put the spotlight on this free kick. Very central, 3 players, central figureheads to the Zambian plot. Banda, Simkunda, including Wanza. Next it will be down to Banda and Simkunda. Judging by the body language, Banda might have a direct shot. Look at that run up. Yeah, never look convincing there, young Banda. Ngulube straight back into the thick of things after being injured not so long ago. Yes, a Kafua Celtics youngster in Wanza, but the ball was running further and further away from always was going to be on the stretch. Mambo Mwale can't choose 2 goals already in this game. Fans not impressed by lack of finish there. Pascal Piri in shot there. Could have left it for Piri, but Mwale was selfish there. Zimbabwean national football team still duking it out for AFCON qualification in Group J, along with Kenya, Cameroon, and Namibia. He's sitting in 3rd position after 2 games. Play at Orlando Stadium in 6 days' time against Namibia. Then have a return leg at the very same stadium out in Soweto, the southwestern townships, one of the biggest townships in South Africa. From defending for David Simkunda, superb work from the ever busy 19-year-old captain. In the Zambian Super League, a lot of the attention will be on the game between Red Arrows and the opponent in the Zambian Super League against Rwanda Radiance. Came live from Ngoloma Stadium. Looks like 2 subs are about to come on for Zambia. Near post Simningwa. He can control the ball. Chapinduka on the stretch. They retain possession to Zimbabwe. 21 players in a half of Chipolo Polo. That's a interesting looking cross. Will not be kept in. That game 0-0, by the way, between Red Arrows and Rwanda Radiance. The league currently led by Zesco. We have a 5-point gap over Green Buffaloes. Red Arrows If the game ends in 0-0, we'll finish 8th. No wonder Radiant's finding it hard going. Half a dozen games at 5 points, second from the bottom. The 18-team league.
Substitution for Zambia, jersey number 9.
Emmanuel Mwanza
is replaced by
want to come off.
jersey number 20, Jason Kapeshi. And jersey number
As well,
7,
Pascal Piri.
Piri.
So they're making changes out in the wings. The guy is coming on for them as Henry Mbuti, as well as Benson Kapeshi. Kapeshi of Atletico out in Zambia. Mbutu is a Kafu Celtics product.
Is replaced by jersey number 9.
And Tanaka Cherera, in the meantime, as well, taking on for Zimbabwe. And for him is Sean Mzinde of Harare City. Played 85 minutes thus far. Man who turns 19 next month. Tanaka Cherara has not had the best of tournaments. I don't think they've played to his strengths or given him any sort of ammunition to trouble the opposition defenders. Whenever I have seen him, which is quite a fair bit, it's just never been in the games that he's played in. Zambia, Henry Mbuti, Benson Kapeshi. First time we see Coach Boyd Mlanda use his bench. Here come the Zimbabweans, had to stretch in. Got a bit lucky, Matthews Banda, but he got the job done one way or the other. Just over the hour. Still goes by Mwamwale and skipper David Simkunda that separates this year's semi-finalists. Chapin Duka. Again, 21 players in the opposition half. Zimbabwe looking to turn the screw. Gets lucky. Also lucky from Mashwangenyika. Finishing left much to be desired. One side has been efficient, the other's been misfiring. Mashwangenyika back to do what he does best, and that's stop opposition attacks rather than put the finishing touches of his own team's attacks. Just steals in Enoch Moyo. Prince Ndlovu. Here's the new man, and Sean Mzinde. The cross is good. Did that cross the line? Flag is up. Zimbabwe do pull one back. This will go down to the VAR room. We will get confirmation if indeed he crossed the line. Then the man who spectacularly got that one was Prince Ndlovu. Just past the hour. Boy, oh boy, did they not need that. They needed that like a man in the desert who needs water. They needed that like a man who goes to a bank who needs a loan to buy a house. They needed that like a car needs fuel. Is this the fuel to their fire? Quick check from the VAR room. All eyes on referee Celso Alfacio. Tells them to wait. He's waiting for the final message. Yeah, that definitively crossed the line. That the circumference or all circumference of the ball crossed the line. All eyes on him. I have to say, in real time, didn't look as if it did. nervous moments in the semi-final. This potentially could change the feel and look of this game. Still the check goes on. Still referee Alfacio says we want to get it absolutely spot on. Much on the line. Clearly it's not clear cut. Usually if it's an easy decision, well, it's made within a hot minute. Yes, it's taking a bit long, which tells you they are undecided, unsure. Country's hopes relying on the likes of Asweet Talok and Letitia Viana in the VAR room. Yeah, it's taking a bit too long now. Make the decision. Make the decision. Players just currently now keeping themselves warm with a bit of movement. Me and my Portuguese amigo, my fellow commentator, believe it may have not crossed the line. That's why it's taking so long. On the line. Vamos con a on the line, he says, my Portuguese, a friend to my left. Still we wait. Quick look at the fans. They look unsure. VAR, you need to make a decision. The semi-final is to continue. An air of restlessness now emerges from the fans and all concerned. If this does not end up as a goal, the Zambians in front of us are going to start a party, I tell you. Even the ref has time to take some water. Coach David Notoade of Mamelodi Sundowns Reserve, the league side, says it's a goal. Does that goal stand? Check complete. No goal. No goal. Or is it a goal out there? There we go. I need to confirm that one. The score bug confused me. It's 2-1. They took their time and they've come to a conclusion. Zimbabwe 1. Zambia 2. Came on. Man, oh man, they took their time. So much confusion post that decision. Now we're back at it in real time, real life. Here's a Zambian response through Henry Mbuti. Goes against Chipolo Polo. Is that the tonic that Zimbabwe ultimately needed to get them back in the game? All right. As more video evidence comes up, I'm having opportunity to see it myself as well. Oh, clear goal. Yep, definitely crossed the line. The whole circumference of the ball. Here's a chance now for Zambia. Fluffed his line, Henry Mbuti. A fan's not happy at all. Some words I cannot repeat that they're throwing in his direction. Should have done better. They at least should have tested the keeper. Goal awarded to Zambia's second half sub, Prince Ndlovu. By the way, in the midst of all of that, was a really great finish, by the way, from Prince Ndlovu. It's going to set us up for an interesting last 20. Two players not at full health bar currently. It's Muzenda. No, in fact, it's not Muzenda. It is Munasha Munhanzwa, limping badly. Is that his tournament done? It'll be a shame, especially with Zimbabwe having got 1 foot back in this game. The other Zambian players up. Both teams on to 10 men with Mwenza as well as Banda off the field. Both though will want to soldier on for the common cause and the greater good of their respective nations. 3 players who have been warming up for quite a lengthy time for Zambia. I see Emmanuel Lungu, Obvious Maliteta, and as well as Elia Mandanji. Here's Nsuku, Chanda, Benson Kapeshi came on as a second half sub. Just to get a hurry up Kapeshi. Maybe he hasn't been acclimatized to the pace and the tempo of the game as yet. There is a pass to the right hand side, but they opt to go to the left. Just hits the heel of the Zimbabwean player Tanaka Munemo. Tejas Banda back to complete the complement of 4 at the back. Last 19 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Señores and señoritas. Can Ndlovu keep that in? He does. Official to this near side. Close view of it. That was not very confident there from Zimbabwe's winner. Some hands up. The moment he got to him, you could just tell he was quite unsure body language-wise. Moyo, he can turn the screw on Zambia. The momentum has definitely shifted a little bit in the direction of Zimbabwe. Cuts it back on the 45, claims of a handball. That will be checked by VAR in the interim. Oh, that's a dive from Henry Mbutu. They are checking if it is a penalty in the meantime. The referee Alvasio warns Henry Mbutu, says, amigo, please, do better. We play on. Battling away Sean Mzinde. Okay, that hold-up play. Oh, the point for a penalty! It didn't look there was much in that. Wow, referee Alfasio. It did not look as if there was much in that. As the player with the ball was backing in. That Kennedy Mupomba. He's got the penalty for Zimbabwe. Must be checked and will be checked. Simon Moringa says thumbs up. Hoping against all hope that the decision goes his way. Look at that Mupomba. I don't know, amigo. I don't know about that one. 50-50. It's all falling apart now for Zambia. And this is what Zimbabwe are capable of. You just give them a sniff, you open the door, they can quickly build momentum. Mupamba kept backing into the defender Chanda, but to be honest, I don't see anything wrong with Chanda's defending. Like any good defending was close to him, pushing him, the same way Mupamba was pushing him, but I guess they saw one guy pushing harder than the other. Can still end up missing this. We saw it in the Eswatini-Botswana game when Eswatini were a few moments away from having destiny in their own hands. In a crunch game between Botswana and Alaken Dluli stepped up, missed, and saw Eswatini pretty much out. Now it's and a mission that they're going to be safe, and it is it. And somehow the ball ends up in the back of the net. What is going on? The luck of the Irish and the Zimbabweans missed initially, and somehow Zambia couldn't follow up the good work of Blevis and Banda. It was bundled in. It's 2 Zambia, 2 Zimbabwe. Dosh.
Zimbabwe 2, 8 Zambia.
Dosh. 2-2. Vamos. Look at that. Who got the last touch? The keeper unwittingly bundling into the Zimbabwean player and ending up in his own net. Great save to begin with. And it's an attempt to save it. Zambia not able to clear the lines, and Zimbabwe not to be denied. Denied them there, couldn't there. Actually ended up being a spectacularly good finish. Dosh. Stranger things have happened in this upside down world. Can Zimbabwe now end up finishing the game? The strong around the bend. The last 14-minute bend. Who's got the stronger kick? Zambia looked devoid of power, purpose, and ideas. Been hit by a lightning bolt twice. Mergers with Banda. Can they do it one more time? Now with Ngulube. Thinks about the pass, but opts to go backwards. Good inclusion of Sean Mzinde. Provided necessary impetus up top, far more than Tanaka Cherera was able to do. Good play. Here's Simkunda on the floor. There's Muzenda. Charles can't get away through. They're not as free-flowing as we saw in the first half. Kenan Sinku find a pass. Nice pass to Simwinga, but his touch is wide. Now takes him away. Oh, that could have ended anyway. Slight push now. Enoch Moyo waits for support, buys time, then unleashes the run for one of the goal scorers, Princeton Grovu. Beats the first man. Great tackle there from Ngulube. Grovu injured. Needs to get up and fight for the cause. Enoch Moyo will control that so well. Oh, Moyo. Dancing feet, Moyo. Magic man, Moyo. Yeah, Zimbabwe definitely now have the wind in their sails. last 12 minutes. Who would have seen this particular scoreline? The first game was, although entertaining, but not as dramatic as we've seen here. 2 second-half goals have got Zimbabwe back in this game. They firmly have control, unless Simkunda has something to say about it. Now with that, Zambia's number 6, Aaron Piri, hasn't scored in the competition. What a time that would have been to announce yourself. Great headlines in Matola that can be heard back in Zambia, in Lusaka. That got Zambian fans awake again. They've been looking nervous. Not as confident as we saw in the first half. They cheered every little thing. In the fun enjoyment experience mode. Now it's completely changed. But they're back at it. If you're hearing the songs coming out, it's them. Finally found the voices of the shock. Couple of minutes. Great tackle, sensational tackle, and then the footwork to match as well. Where's the pass? It's forward. Here come the Warriors of Zimbabwe. Bravely headed on by Ngulube. This game could be anybody's now. Combination of Simkunda as well as his teammate Mwale, but they lose up. Here's a Muzenda. As such, sort of a Zambian player. Boydu Olanda on the sidelines is cutting a figure of a man who's highly frustrated. What a contrasting two halves they've had. One of euphoria, the other of pain and displeasure. Nine minutes now remaining. If it does end in a draw, goes straight to penalties. That's gonna be even more nerves and drama, I'm sure of it. What a save, by the way, from Levison Banda from the initial penalty, but after him trying to make himself big, got a big right foot to it. Oh, and Zambia almost hit back through Simwinga. The ball cut back so expertly for him, and for all money you would have thought Simwinga would have scored, but it's unlucky. 13 for the Red Arrows player, Patrick Simwinga. Golden chance, goes a begging to win it later on. Zambia about to call upon Aaron Simpasa of Kafue Celtics. He needs to replace somebody. Man, those 10 minutes have changed this game on its head. Zimbabwe got the game back in the groove by Prince Ndlovu. Mwamba Mwale was the man taking off. In for him, Aaron Simpasa. Not appreciated by the fans. The Zambian fans think that's a mistake. Unless Aaron Simpasa goes out and scores. Here's Zimbabwe. Zinde. Just to be careful there. Faustina Chanda hit his hands around the neck of Shonim Zinde. Last 6 minutes. Moyo. Oh, this guy is really coming and made miracles happen for Zimbabwe in midfield. Kennedy Mupumba. He's been sensational since coming on Kopamba. Enoch Moya. Zambia. Through Benson Kapeshi can gain control in a crucial time. Nice pass to feed the run of Tanaka Munemo. But it is outside of the foot pass. Is well blocked into the last couple of minutes in this game. About to be 5 minutes now. 5 minutos. Would this be the moment it all changes for Zimbabwe? A come from behind victory on the offering here. They'll have to wait. They need a better corner this time around. Left it up, yeah, that's much better. On the hand of Ushonganyika. That was always off balance. Had to fetch the ball rather than it coming to him and him using the pace of the delivery to his advantage there. Mopomba. Good work though by Kapeshi, can't beat him. Simwinga. Kapeshi. It's a new man, Simpasa. Can he pass at the man? Khan turns, twists, retains possession. He changed the attack through the Kafua Celtic player, Samson Ngulube. The captain looks to thread one through. Simkonda pushed off the ball. Dunked off of it there by Onashama Sani. Disdainfully so. But for the first time pass to Shonim Zinde. Simpasa. There's a pass to the right, or rather to the left of the field to Henry Mbuti. But they opted to go for the head of Simwinga. They lose possession. Handball against Simpasa. Tres minutos. 3 minutes now remaining. Simkunda. There's the Chipolo Polo now. Strong, that's a foul. That was a late tackle. Luckily for the Zimbabwean player. Just aside the box there from Blessed Mashonganyika. Otherwise, the referee Alfacio would have had a decision to make yet again. Minute, 3 minutes. That's how close that penalty was outside the box. Tired looking tackle from Blessed Mashonganyika. Changed for the angle. It's the heel of Princeton Grovu. Reloaded into the box. Plenty of players in green, but the last touch was for Zimbabwe's midfielder. Move again. So I don't think we'll have too many minutes of injury time. Coming from an offside position, Simkunda. Have to continue holding our collective breaths. Zambian fans can't sit down. The seat's proving too hot to handle. The nerves are plenty. Kapeshi wins it with Simwinga. Kapeshi gives it to Simpasa. Tenacious defending from the Zimbabwean player. And then the pass as well. Great work done there by Nisbet Muzenda. Kapeshi. Oh. 8 minutes. 8 minutes of additional time.
8 minutes.
That's a long time in a football game. Simkunda hurdles past one challenge, gives it to Simpasa. Still Simpasa. The block is in. Needs to get a hurry up. That's Aaron Piri. Zimbabwe falling deeper and deeper now, inviting Zambian pressure. They go to the fresh legs of Simpasa. Simpasa tasked with beating his man 1v1. Can't get the job done. Ball stolen off his feet. Stolen off his size 5 shoe boot. Good win by Kapeshi. Simwinga. That's Mashwanganyika on the cover defense. Ball just magnetically attracted to their defensive third, the attacking third of Chipolopolo. Man, does this guy not have big semen on him? Simkonga. Piri. Panda. Simpasa. Where's the pass coming from? Where's the run? Everybody static. Tired legs out there. Concede a throw-in. Incessant pressure from Chipolopolo. They seem to want it more than Zambia here at the end, and then they got lucky. When our hands are blasted into the Zambian player. Two of the 8 minutes played. What a tournament this has been. It's been different sorts of games on different days. But the one thing that's been a constant factor, the entertainment factor. We've had goals as Eswatini and Mozambique produced 9. South Africa put 6 past Lesotho on top of their 5. We had late drama when Malawi played Comore Islands. 9-man Malawi beating Comore Islands 2-1. And here in the semi-final, it's Zimbabwe. Come behind to level matches 2-2. 2 balls on the pitch now. Never say die attitude shown by both sets of players. Simwinga. He's tired, Simwinga. Even falling over his feet now. That was a foul on Princeton Grovu. Mapumba, the pocket of space. Oh, that's a ugly looking tackle there from Matthews Banda. Leg was raised, Let's make contact with Tanaka Munemo. Will get booked. Banda. Gives a chance to Zimbabwe to throw some numbers forward, throw caution to the wind. Oh, it's a late tackle. That looked painful, that. Stars were up, not showing. It's a high tackle even. Tanaka Munemo. Not too sure he finishes what he started. There's confirmation of the yellow card, Matthews Abanda. Yeah, it's not looking good for Munemo. I saw that tackle. It was a heavy-looking challenge from Matthews Banda. See if he can put any weight on that leg. As the weight of the nation of expectation was on Chipolo Polo and the young warriors of Zimbabwe. We're into the last minute. I think they'll probably add another minute due to the injury to Tanaka Munemo. Back on the pitch, still not at 100%. You see him now just outside a shot, lined up by Prince Ndlovu. He's already had a monumental contribution to this game. Can he do it from the dead ball? Not like that. It's Banda with the block. Injured Munemo, soldiering on. Ajashev pulled Simpasa. Last chance saloon for Zambia and Zimbabwe. Pass was poor there. Mupamba, he's been able to find key passes. He opts for the simple pass to the right. Mzende. For the first time, chip over for Munemo. Sinku almost took off his own defender's head there. Simpasa. Simpasa turns in. A stocky Simpasa being pulled back in the process. Oh, here we go. In anticipation of penalties, they are able to make a substitution. Zimbabwe. Out goes Joseph Kaunda. The man who's about to come on, Michael Kubedzi. Clearly he's a penalty specialist if we didn't know it before. Now we know. Just in time. Kaunda kept goals at the start of the tournament. His last contribution is in the semis. Is that how far his journey goes? It's a team sport, it's a squad sport. Hence the introduction of Zimbabwe's #2 keeper, Michael Kubedzi. Before he gets to penalties, he needs to deal with this in-game situation. Get up well, he should handle that. Kubedzi. I think that'll be it. Referee Alfacio looks at his watch, blows the whistle, and the game does end in a 2-2 draw, which means we're heading to penalties. The luxury that is penalties. Wow, what a comeback from Zimbabwe. They look dead in the water, beaten, but they swam upstream against the current. Had a bit of luck here and there on the way there to the promised land, but they got it done. Hook or crook. Zimbabwe 2, Zambia 2. With penalties after this.
The real magic time for this match. Momento decisivo já a seguir de penalidades. por este grande jogo. Empatado ainda 2 bolas entre Zimbabwe e Zambia.
Bruno, I need the toilet. Toilet. Hey, Joe.
To get the penalty shootout underway in the second semi-final. Zambia hitting the front first with a goal from Mwamba Mwale after a big save from Joseph Kawunda. He then followed it up, swept the ball into the net as Captain David Samkunda scored arguably the goal of the game. The ball cut back on the 45, the later arriving midfielder, expertly doing what he does best, and that's arrive and then leave in style to make it 2-0. Zambia bossing that first half in completion from start to finish. Zimbabwe then had to wait in the second half where Princeton Ndlovu, his goal had to be checked in the VAR room and was found to have crossed the line after a bicycle kick that ricocheted from the underside of the crossbar. And then later on, his second goal that set Zimbabwe on their way to find themselves where they are now. First penalty to be taken by Chipolo Polo. Man, to take it as Piri. Pressure on Zesco United's Aaron Piri. Against the keeper, and he misses. Piri, that's not how you start a penalty shootout. I have to say his body language wasn't filling anyone with any sort of confidence. It's the lonely walk back. Matthews Banda tries his best to console him. Here's this advantage, Zimbabwe. What a comeback victory it will be for the Mighty Warriors. Look at this penalty. Stage fright, if I ever seen it. That's a poor pen there. Chance for Zimbabwe now. Man to take it is Nisbet Mozenda of Ngezi Platinum Stars. Up against Levison Banda. Is it Banda or Mozenda? The whistle sounds. It's Mozenda! No keeper saving that. From Matola to Pretoria to Portugal. No keeper in the world is going to save that penalty. Superbly taken by Nisbet Mozenda. Great goal that. Patrick Simwinga is the next up. He's had a good tournament. As we see that goal again from Mozenda, finish it off with a jig of joy. Dance of delight. And get worse for Zambia. Patrick Simwenga. Simwenga against Zimbabwe's reserve keeper Kuvedzi. Almost saves it. Kuvedzi. Got lucky Simwenga. Just snuck it past Michael Kuvedzi. 2 penalties for Zambia. One of those has crossed the white line. That's how close it almost didn't. Oh, hit the upright and then ricocheted on the heel of Kuvedzi. How unlucky can you get? Alan Chapundika taking the second penalty, the captain, against Banda. El Capitano! They've been practicing his penalties. Have Zimbabwe. And then a celebration from El Skipper. Says, come on, vamos. We got this. A nice little celebration from Alan Chapundika. How about this? Top left corner, no chance for Banda. The first 2 penalties he saved, they had no chance. And then the fake injury and then the little walk away for the 19-year-old captain. Pressure transfer to right back Matthews. Banda. It's Banda versus Kuvedzi. Banda to keep Zambia in the competition. It's Banda. Easy as you like. That's how you take a penalty. Matthews Banda caps off a pretty good tournament for him. And I went to the left-hand side, similar to Ellen Chapundinga. Difference is he went low. Chapundinga took the high road. Mopomba was marvelous when he came on. Really gave some impetus to the Zimbabwean midfield. Mopomba against Banda. Is he gonna go to the left as well? Pretty straight on, which tells me he's gonna go right. Yep, I guessed it right. No, his right hand side is the right side to go. Mopomba makes it a trifecta of perfect penalties. Blows a kiss in the direction of Convez. He says, good luck, mi amigo. Good luck, my friend. Was that a savable height if Banda opted to go to the left? He went right. And we've seen the last two penalties for that side on the net. Now with Happy Nsinku. Nsinku taking the fourth penalty with the jersey number 4 on his back as well. Is that an ominous sign or a good omen? Nsinku goes right. That's a good sign. Just to keep up Kovetsi. You can't see me. You can't see me. Ah, you gotta love the mind games, the antics. All these players. You had a jig of joy from Captain Chapinduga, and he was straight-faced. Happy Nsinku said, "Stop that. You can't stop it. You can't see it." Look at that. It's coming. Looks at him. He says, "John Cena, you can't see me." Enoch Moyo is up next. We'll take a 4 penalty for Zimbabwe. It's 3-3, but Zimbabwe have an advantage. They have not missed. It's Moyo. Easy. Enoch Moyo. The Pikita Minerals player has the minerals. He's got the necessary composure under pressure. Plays for Pikita Minerals. I guess it's true. Diamonds are made under pressure. I hope you caught that one. Wasn't the best connections ever, if he's being honest, but it's good enough. Samson Ngulube up next. If he misses, it's gonna be a hell of a mountain for Chipolo Polo to climb. Kubedzi brought on as a late sub, as late as you can get for Joseph Kaunda. He had to make a save. Is this the moment he shows his penalty saving pedigree? Ngulube! Oh, did that cross the line? Did that cross the line? Quick confirmation that it did. It did look suspiciously as if it did cross the line, I won't lie. From the initial shot, as close as you get. Ngulube almost seeing his penalty not cross the line and get the job done and get Zambia across the line. Let's see. Oh yeah, 100% penalty scored there from Ngulube. Prince Ndlovu, that is his first goal that got the Zimbabweans in the game. Is he the hero to see Zimbabwe go to the 2024 COSAFA Africa Cup of Nations qualifiers? Jersey 10, Ndlovu against Banda. Ndlovu, Banda. Straight up, I think it's going right. Prince Ndlovu, saved by Banda. Zambia still alive. Somehow, they are still alive. There's life in this penalty shootout. Chipolo Polo giving themselves a lifeline. Big save, Levinson Banda. The one keeper was brought on to make a save. The other who started from start to finish, he's the one who's come up with the goods. Gabwiza now needs to do something similar. By the way, it usually happens when you score in-game. You tend to miss a penalty when it's the penalty shootout. Ah, superb save. Levinson Banda goes slow to his left. Now over to Benson Kapeshi. 4-4 on his side. 4-4. Benson Kapeshi against Michael Kovedzi. Kapeshi. Kovedzi. Kapeshi. Easy peasy from Kapeshi. Go again. We go again. The Zambian fans have come alive. They now believe. A few moments ago, they believed the next stop was back onto the team bus or their respective modes of transport and back home. Nicely done by Benson Kapeshi. Konaye Shamusani. He's next. Up against Levison Banda. We're confident he may save this as he did against Prince Ndlovu. Musayi. Musayi. Ooh. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Great penalty, Musayi. Now we're starting to enter the territory of those who did not want to take penalties. As we now go past the fifth penalty takers, usually it's 5 chosen takers. Now it's to those outside of that. That's a very confident penalty, that one. Now with Zambia's Henry Mbuti. Mbuti against Kupvetsi. Something tells me he's gonna go left. Mbuti. Mbuti! He was right! He was right! By the way, Kupvetsi's not made a penalty as of yet. The one that was missed was over the crossbar. That's a consequence from a direct save from him. To come next is Sean Mzinde. Sean Mzinde. Levison Banda. Zambian fans get up again to try influence Mzinde from the stands, making sure that they hear him. Sean Mzinde. Levison Banda with a bit of mind games. There they are, the Zambian fans. At different parts of this game. They've been quiet, they've been boisterous. What will they be now? It's Mzinde! That didn't cross the line. Did that? Yeah, that did not cross the line. Sorry, Sean Mzinde. I don't think that crossed the line. We all have to wait. Zambia, you have to wait. VAR will check this. Did that cross the line? Did that cross the line? Yeah, it's blown. Zimbabwe beaten. Levison Banda. The hero. Zimbabwe, Sean Mzinde. The villain. There has to be a villain and a hero in any good story. Here, the last moments of this game was never close. It did look as if it never crossed the line. Zambia booked their spot in the 2024 Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations COSAFA Qualifier. They will meet South Africa. So the two most successful teams in the competition's history meet once again. Will it be lucky 13 for Zambia, or will it be lucky number 9 for South Africa? They've battled tooth and nail. At one point, it seemed as if Zambia's story was gonna end. And Zimbabwe mounted a comeback of proportions, of epic proportions, better put. But it is they that have the last laugh, Zambia. He was brought on to influence the game, couldn't. And Tiko Bukwani off screen, is at the bottom of the screen, about to give men of the match award to Levison Banda. Well. He's earned it, well earned, I have to say. Levison Banda. Anyway, Zimbabwe into the, or rather Zambia into the final, Zimbabwe out. Now meet South Africa on Friday. In fact, they will meet them on Saturday, Friday. We are not here. It is a off day for us.
will be played here at
Well done, Levison Banda.
South Africa versus Zambia. Sábado, a nossa grande final, às 14 horas, África do Sul contra Zambia.
We are live from Lalji Arena with Coach Luanda from Zambia. Coach, congratulations on the win. What are your first impressions on this exciting match?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think it all goes to the boys. They put up a good fight. It wasn't an easy game for us, but the good part is that we managed to come out victorious.
Zimbabwe pushed you to the limit today. What tactical adjustment did you do or did you make for your team to become such competitive group?
Yeah, I think Zimbabwe watched the way we are playing in the first half, so they made some changes which also contributed to their team to up their game, and that made us lose concentration, and they got the 2 goals that they needed, and they put pressure on us.
Coach Luanda, you are facing South Africa on the final, and South Africa has not been defeated. They had wins in all of their matches. How are you going to prepare this team to face such a strong team?
That makes it very exciting for us, because even Zimbabwe, but when we are facing them today, they had never lost a game. But today we beat them, and I think even South Africa, it won't be an easy game, but we will try and prepare and get the result that we need.
And what are your words now for the Zambians back home and all the region watching this Total Energies Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier?
Yeah, at home we just have to thank them for the support they've given to the boys. And then for the region, I think we just have to go and prepare and represent the region in the Africa Cup of Nations.
Thank you, Mr. Luanda, and have a nice training session. Coach Maranje joining us. Coach, a heartbreaking result after such a strong effort from your team today. How do you feel about your team's performance, especially considering how close you were to the win?
I'm proud of the boys. I'm proud of the boys. I think they gave everything in the second half. Hey, can you give me a minute,
Indeed, a very difficult moment for coach of Zimbabwe. They have shown to be a great team. Despite the loss, Zimbabwe had a solid run in the tournament. There were very positives that can be taken from this participation of Zimbabwe. They were losing 2-0, and then they recovered for 2-2, and they were not able to overcome a very experienced Zambia. Here we have Coach Maranje joining us again. Your players showed great resilience, keeping the game through the 9th minutes and taking it to the penalties. What do you think were the key moments that you could have made something different?
I think it was a very difficult game against a very strong Zambia side. I think it was a game of 2 halves. They completely dominated the first half. The analysis that we did, they played differently. They were able to find spaces inside the pitch, in the half spaces, so we had to change it. In the second half, we made a box in midfield to match the overload that they had. And I think we managed to create chances off of that coming back into the game.
Coach, despite the result, your team showed great resilience. And I know that you are back to the competitions now. What do you have to tell to all the Zimbabweans back home and to your boys who did a great job this afternoon?
I'm really proud of the boys, and obviously we thank the Football Association for giving us an opportunity to represent the country. I think me as a Zimbabwean and not just as a coach, I'm really proud of these young men, and I think it should go along the way, and that way in the country they should be proud of each and every boy. They've given everything for the country. They went and they blood, sweat and tears on the pitch. We can only be proud.
Thank you very much, Coach.
Well, that concludes the post-match interviews. An emotional Simon Marange understandably sees his team so close, but yet so far. Confirmation, it'll be Chipolo Polo against Amachita. Find out who wins the Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations COSAFA Qualifiers at 2 o'clock Central African time on Saturday. We say thank you very much. Life's always better with a bit of sugar. It's goodbye from Matola.